Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this LinkWhisper webinar and AMA. We're super excited for you to be here, for you to join the family. We know that LinkWhisper can be a bit daunting out of the box, so we're hoping to break things down for you. We're going to give you a demo of how it works, the main features, and then answer any of your questions, anything that's not working or that you have, concerns about or anything. We want to answer your questions. We want you to be using the tool to its maximum capacity. I'm Samara. We're here with Danya as well, and Matt, who's our lead developer. And I'm going to pass the mic to Matt, and he's going to give us the walkthrough.
Absolutely. Thank you for the intro.
My pleasure.
Okay, to get started, we have to install LinkWhisper. Since you guys have already done that, we'll just skip that step. The next thing to do is to come to the LinkWhisper one-click setup. From here, we can get started with our LinkWhisper journey. If we first enter the license key, LinkWhisper will authenticate our connection. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, once the license key is validated, LinkWhisper will ask if we want it to automatically create links for us, and or if we would prefer to do that ourselves. Since this handles quite a lot of heavy lifting, we'll pick yes. Next, it'll ask us if we want to connect to Google Search Console, and Google Search Console is something we very much recommend people do connect to because it pulls in a lot of very relevant data for LinkWhisper. It gives it a lot of context to work with when making suggestions, as well as to power the auto linking during the one-click setup process. And it's very easy to connect. All you have to do is click on the connect button, follow the prompts, and grant access to a Google account which has access to GSC for your site. That would be any Gmail that you use to log into GSC. Since I had done that previously, we could just proceed. Next up, we have the option to click Connect to LinkWhisper AI. And LinkWhisper uses AI to enhance our suggestions or by scanning the site's content and calculating what posts we should be linking to and which ones we really shouldn't be linking to. It also provides additional context for the content of the site, so we highly recommend that you do connect to LinkWhisper AI. To do it, you just click the connect button. LinkWhisper will ask you to log into linkwhisper.com. Once you do that, your connection is made, and then it goes on to the scan. And during the scan, what LinkWhisper does is check to see, or it scans all of your site's posts to see what content you have, what keywords are available in GSC, as well as any other SEO plugins like Yoast, Rank Math, Squirrely SEO, and four or five other SEO plugins. It's also during this phase that it will create the auto links that are the links that we said it could create in the create auto link step. Once the scan is complete, it takes us over to the dashboard where we can review how our site is currently doing. LinkWhisper will show us, gives us very broad information about how the site is from the dashboard. It tells us how many posts it's scanned. If we've had it installed for a length of time, it'll tell us how many user clicks it's tracked on the site. Importantly, it tells us how many orphaned posts we have, as well as any broken links that are on the site. If we click on the orphaned posts tab, it takes us to the orphaned post report, and it'll show us all of the posts that currently don't have any links pointing to them. And since they don't have links pointing to them, Google will have a hard time finding them. This is the first step. This is the first page that we recommend new users check out. And to quickly add links pointing to orphan posts, all you have to do is select it here in the report, open the bulk actions, click Add Inbound Internal Links, and LinkWhisper will scan the site to see, okay, what posts can I link to this to this specific post. After a short wait, LinkWhisper gives us a list of suggestions, and you can pick which one does the best job of pointing at this one. So reliability and performance is a good one. And we only need to point one link at it. We can put multiple links at it if we want to. It's entirely up to us. Just click the Add Links button. And a link is added, so now the post is no longer orphaned. If there's any posts that you don't want showing up on the orphan post report, you're not supposed to link to them or you're not interested in, like the checkout, cart, and shop page. What you can do is select them, come to the bulk options, and click Ignore Orphaned Posts. And that'll tell LinkWhisper these are not any sort of posts you need to concern yourself with. Just ignore them from the report. Once we've done our orphan linking, we'll see that the orphan post count is lower, and we can take a look at the link health stats. And what link health stats do is tell us how well we're doing on the site in terms of linking. It tells us our link coverage, which is what percentage of posts meet our guidelines for 3 outbound internal links and 1 inbound internal link. And we recommend that you have that kind of a profile so that way your site looks natural, everything is well linked, and there's enough links in the content to keep a visitor navigating through your site. You can, of course, have more than 1 inbound internal link. That's the minimum. You want to have at least 1. Since, as you can see, this site has a very low score, it's got 11, what we're shooting for is 80%. To see which posts are missing that mark, we can come over here and click the Fix button. And LinkWhisper will show us all of the posts that are missing the target and need to have links pointed to them or added to them. The outbound internal links are the number of links that are in the post pointing to other posts on the site. The inbound internal links are the number of links on the site pointing to the current post. And so, for example, this one needs to have 1 inbound internal link, and what we can do is click on the 1, and LinkWhisper will open up a scan for just this post to say, okay, can I find a link that will point to this post? And yes, it can. We can select it. And if we've previously run the AI contents or run the AI scan, we'll see the AI content relatedness score over here in the suggestions. And what that does is tell us how related is the post post that LinkWhisper is suggesting to the current one. This one has a very high relation. This is 85%, so we can be confident this is a really good link. This one's like 52%, so it's like, I'm not really sure about that. So you just kind of want to skip over that. In most cases, a score of higher than 60% is a good link. You may want to review, and on some sites it's different. So it depends based on your site, but as a baseline, 60% is good. Then we just add our link. And the post has met its inbound target. Now, if we want to add the outbound target, which is adding 3 links to this post, we just have to click on the 3 and then pick the 3 suggestions that are good links for this. And we can change the sorting on, or if we want to trim up the suggestions a bit, we can raise the AI threshold so that way we're sure that we're in more so the good range. Select our 2 links. We need 1 more link, so we'll just lower it a little bit. So grip types, ammunition, how a bullet works, that's close enough. Select our 3 links and insert them into post. Yep, and that post is now taken care of. It's had all of its inbound links added and the outbound links are added, so we can proceed on to the next series of posts. And this is really the second stat that we recommend going to. The first one is the orphan post because that's just critical. The next one is link coverage because that just boosts the overall, like the baseline quality of your site's linking coverage. As you can see from adding the links, my coverage has gone up. I still have a ways to go, so I will be at this for a while. If we've connected to AI and run the AI scan, we have the link quality score, and what that does is tell us what percent of the links on our site are going between posts which are related. As you can see, I have 87%, so it's in the great territory. We want it to be higher than 80% related or quality. You can have lower in niche circumstances, but generally we recommend having it at 80%. To review the site, to review the posts that are not hitting the target, we can click on the great button, and it'll take us to the link quality report where it shows us what percentage of the links are going to related posts. In these two cases, they're all going to related posts, so it says 100%, gives us a little check mark. But for this post, it says none of our links are going to related posts. And if we click on the Fix button, it opens up the panel to show us which link is going to an unrelated post. And this post is going to post about backpacks, so that's really not related at all. So we can do two things. We can either edit the link or we can delete the link. If we want to edit the link, we can click on this little pencil and it will give us the option to edit the link's URL so we can point it to a different place, as well as change the anchor text if it needs any sort of improving. Once we've made our changes, we can click the Update Selected button, and LinkWhisper will update the link and make it so that it's got the same URL and anchor text that we've entered here. If we think that the link is irredeemable and should just be removed, we can select it and click Delete Selected. LinkWhisper will ask us to confirm that that's what we want to do and remove the link.
Matt, do we want to take a pause and see if there are any questions before we move forward?
I found that it's best if we save the questions for the end.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and improving your link quality is just as simple as that. You just find the places where LinkWhisper is telling you to fix, come into it, fix, and then you're done. The external site, and by removing the link, you can see my percentage has gone up one. The external site focus is more of an advisory guideline, but it's one that we suggest that you take into consideration. What it is it's a measure of how many links, outbound external links, that is links on your site going to other sites somewhere on the internet, are pointed to the same site. And we recommend that you have this at less than 60%, so that way your site looks natural to Google and just like it, and is most likely going to have a healthy outbound link portfolio. Currently at 64%, which LinkWhisper says is okay. If it were up at 70%, it'd be saying, I think you should fix it and give me the fix button. If we click on the OK, it takes us to the domains report, and it shows me the domain that I'm linking to a lot. Since this is an affiliate site, it says I'm linking to Amazon. If I want to remove any of the links, I can just click on the fix, select the links that I want to remove, and then delete them. Since I'm happy with where the site is currently, I just won't touch these. And that's the intro to the dashboard. Since it features prominently, what we also want to do is talk about the AI features, or the AI, getting started with AI. We've already connected to AI and the scan is run previously. If we're connecting afresh to AI, what we want to do is come to the LinkWhisper settings, click on the AI settings, and connect to LinkWhisper AI. I'll just disconnect so you can see what it looks like from here. Yeah, we select LinkWhisper AI, click Get Started. It'll ask me to sign in. Since I signed in previously, it'll just shoot me right through it and connect me to my account. The subscription page shows me the number of credits that I currently have available. If this ever reads 0, you can click on this refresh button to tell LinkWhisper to ask again to make sure that it's got enough credits. If I ever need more, I can click on the buy credits and that'll take us to the credit sales page. Now that we're connected, we can come to the settings, click on the AI settings, and select the processes we want to perform. By default, we have the AI relation analysis and the keyword analysis selected, and we very highly recommend you have those. The relation analysis is the one that scans to say what posts are related to which posts. And this is very important for determining linking and generating the reports, as well as for displaying suggestions. The keyword analysis generates a bunch of internal keywords to help LinkWhisper understand what your site is all about. With the processes selected, we want to click Begin Processing Data, and this will tell LinkWhisper, okay, go ahead, start spending my credits to scan the site. And LinkWhisper will show us a process loader that says how we're doing on the site. Each of these bars is a separate process, and they'll update and load as they make progress. In order to run this scan, we need you to leave the tab open. It is possible to have the AI scan your site with the tab closed, but it's just much faster with the tab open. Once the processing is complete, LinkWhisper will tell us. And we can be happy knowing that our site is fully scanned with AI. And just one point, if you ever scan with AI and you see the link quality score is at 0%, you need to come to the links report and click the Run a Link Scan. And what that does is that tells LinkWhisper, I need you to re-index the data so that way it just fully refreshes the report. Most sites, everything works just fine, but there's been a couple of times where where people have asked, hey, why does it say 0% even though I completed the scan? In that case, you just need to come here, click Run a Link Scan. LinkWhisper will scan your links and refresh all of the report data, and you're done. And that's the intro to LinkWhisper.
Thank you, Matt. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody need help setting up, installing LinkWhisper? I'm happy to do that with you here. Or if anyone has any questions, yeah.
Yes, I have a question. If I do the AI scan the first time, like to leave the window open, the next time will it then scan as in the background, or how does it work? Because I saw there was a toggle to turn on cron job.
Yes. If you scan, say you turn on the cron and you've run the scan for a certain period of time and then close the tab, LinkWhisper will remember where it stopped when you closed the tab and then pick up with the cron task. The AI processing is very smart about keeping its place, so you don't ever have to worry about losing progress or anything like that. So if you close the scan, if you close the tab and then reopen it later, click Begin Processing Data, LinkWhisper will pick up wherever it was last active and carry that on forwards. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you want to show what the cron task is? Is that turned on by default?
Yes. Yeah, it is. It's down here in the settings. It should be. Yep, it's this one. Enable AI processing cron task. And what it does is it tells LinkWhisper to send data send data to the AI for processing on a slow but steady basis. The tick rate is once every 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, it sends out a package for processing. And we put it at this kind of a rate so that way there's no impact on your site at all, and there's no chance that it's going to like trip over itself or have any sorts of issues. For reference, the active scan where you have the tab open, it runs a batch just as soon as the last one finishes, which is the reason why it's so fast.
Excellent. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions?
I have a question.
Great.
Want to make sure that this is going to be able to do what we're hoping it would do for us. We have a website. We're adding about 500 posts per day to it. Yeah, I saw that look, Matt.
Yeah.
And we are wanting to have it automatically link to various other assets on the page, or on the website, I should say, on the website. Other related, we're just to spell it out, we're doing news stories, and we also have a bunch of resources for different states. So if we're reporting a news story in Missouri, we want to be able to automatically have it linked to various and randomized links that we have for Missouri already. Is that something doable?
It is for example, if the links to Missouri are randomized but fairly consistent. So like if you have like a certain category or a certain collection of Missouri pages, then the auto linking sounds like it would be perfect. What it does is allow you to define the keywords that you want to link with, as well as the destination URLs for those links. So that way you can say, okay, every time the word Missouri shows up, I want you to link it to this post. And what you can do is you can define multiple destination URLs for the URL, and LinkWhisper will randomly select the one that you wanted to insert. That's more of a high level kind of thing.
But those keywords that are always also going to be the anchor text.
That is correct.
Okay. That's what I thought, kind of afraid of. Okay. Have to kind of play around with that maybe.
Yeah, maybe so. And you can, yeah, at the moment, the keywords are exact match. So you have to specify just exactly what you want it to look for. In the future, we'll set up some more loose matching, but that's what we have at the moment. Another feature that might be useful would be the related posts widget. And what that does, among its many abilities, is automatically make links between posts in the same categories with the same terms or the same parents. So that way you can show like a section or a widget of links that are targeted quite closely for the broad general area of it. And this intentionally randomizes it so that way you get just more of a splash effect on the links.
But they do have to be within like the same category already.
Definitely, yes. Yeah, to do that, you just, let's see, we do the existing link policy. Yes. Yeah, do the link within page terms setting and tell it to only link between posts with matching categories or other hierarchical terms, and it'll just stay exactly in that lane. It also relies on our AI data, so that way we can make sure that the links are at least decently familiar or decently similar, so that way they're all like in the same close topic. So like if you're talking about Missouri traffic accidents as well as in one place and Missouri traffic accidents in another, with the AI data, it will be very likely that it will suggest a link between the two accident articles.
Not necessarily a resource page, because those are evergreen pages actually on the website, not posts.
Oh, okay. So if it's evergreen, then yeah, I'd suggest auto linking all the way.
Okay. Gotcha. We'll have to play with that and see what we can set up with that then.
Yeah, definitely. If you have any other questions about it or would like, like some consultation, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to help with this.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Anyone need help getting started? Luca or Lindsay or Mariana? We're happy to help you set it up to get going. Anything that you don't understand, I'm happy to resolve it. Yeah.
Mariana and I are here with Sandy, so he pretty much covered what we needed to know. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
They're both on my team. Sorry about that.
Ah,
Oh, cool.
the gang's all here.
You guys have the superpower behind the huge post. Awesome. Good to see that.
Very nice.
Do we?
Matt, how about we play like LinkWhisper bingo? So like I throw a question at you that new users generally have, and then you have to solve it.
Sounds awesome.
Okay. How about is there a way that LinkWhisper can remove all of my existing links?
Yes, there is. It requires a little bit of clicking, but it totally can, and it's a lot faster doing it the other way. To do it, we want to come to the dashboard and then come to the domains report. And what the domains report does is list all of the links that are currently on the site in a very broad sort of way. And so if I want to remove all of my Amazon links, what I do is I come to the row, I click on the slider here, select all of the links, and then click the delete selected button. And then LinkWhisper will just go post by post, removing all of the links. And then we just go down the list by domain until we finally cleaned all the links off the site and it's completely linkless.
Cool. Like magic.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, you think what it'd be like just going enter the post, okay, look through the content, delete this one, this one, this one, this one, update the post, and then go to the next one. I mean, you will have removed all of the links for a specific domain in the time that it took you to open and save the post.
Totally. You're probably also questioning your will to live at that point.
Oh man, yeah. There's only 125 posts on this site. It's like, okay, I think I'm gonna give up web work entirely, go become anything else.
Totally. URL changer. How does that work?
Yeah, it is a very simple tool. What it does is it updates the URLs of links in your content. And what you do is you enter the old URL in the old URL field. You enter the URL that you want it to be in the new URL field, click Add URL, and LinkWhisper will update it. So for example, if we put in to on. LinkWhisper will change all of the URLs that are currently all of the links pointing to example.com. So now they point to newexample.com. We click Add. It'll go through its change and scan. And since I didn't have any URLs on the site that were pointing to the example.com domain, it didn't find any. But that just shows you how the scan works. It will list all of the changed URLs here in this dropdown. And if we ever want to go back to where we were before, so that LinkWhisper changes it from new example back to example, we just click the undo changes button. LinkWhisper will ask us to confirm. And if we say yes, it'll go back and replace the new links with the old ones. And this is really handy if we change a link on a temporary basis, or if we realize, wait a minute, I made a mistake in all this, you can just go back to where you were before without having impacted your site. And since this changes the URLs of the links themselves, that means that it means that there's no redirect required for the changed URL. It's just, okay, just change it straight in the content. You may still want it for for the benefit of it, or may still want to redirect for the benefit of anybody who's landing on your site. But as far as navigating the site, it's now just a direct link to the target post.
Very cool. Thank you.
A quick question.
Yes.
I am on the dashboard and I'm trying to connect to the AI, and I hit the connect, and I'm doing it as we speak. It gives me the available credits, says 2000, or do the little refresh on that. But every time I go back to the dashboard, it still keeps trying to ask me to connect again. Does that make any sense?
What version are you on? I guess it's a brand new version, so it's 2.8.0.
Does he have to go to the settings? Is that?
I can share screen real quick if that helps you to see what I'm talking about.
Yes, please. That'd be awesome.
Share real quick. There we go. The screen. Can you see my LinkWhisper screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so here I hit connect for the AI tools. It comes up here. Do I do anything on here? It's saying I'm connected to it already.
Yeah, it's all set
Refresh.
here.
But then every time I go back to the dashboard, it still just says connect.
Interesting. Could you go to the LinkWhisper settings, please?
Sure thing.
And then the AI settings? It could could you toggle on the AI relatedness score or AI relatedness relation analysis?
Is here?
Up at the top, right below the disconnect button.
What are these?
The AI relation analysis toggle, you see that gray slider?
There we go. That one. There we go.
And then that, awesome. Please save the settings. Yeah, it takes a sec. There's a lot of settings to save.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's saved.
Yep.
Back to
And
dashboard.
since the analysis hasn't been run yet, please start the processing, because effectively there's going to be zero data and it may still think that it needs to connect. So if you click on the begin processing button right below the keyword analysis ChatGPT version.
Keyword analysis ChatGPT version. Am I missing it? Sorry, I'm blind today, I guess.
All good. Yeah, I see
there we go. That one right there. Got it. There we go.
Awesome. This could take some time.
Okay, but we know it's running, hopefully. So way I am connected, even though the dashboard chips kept saying I wasn't.
Right, yeah. Yeah, now when you head there and check it, it should say 0% or very low percent, because effectively LinkWhisper doesn't have very much data to work with, so it doesn't really know how related your site is. You can close this pop-up without closing the tab overall. It's just that the browser tab in the settings needs to remain open in order for this to scan actively.
Okay, gotcha. So I'll just leave that running for a little bit and we'll go back to it later.
Sounds awesome.
Thank you for that. Hopefully that clears that up.
You're welcome. I hope it does.
So feel free, anyone, to interrupt me. But Matt, riddle me this. Can you modify the anchor text that LinkWhisper suggests for an internal link?
You totally can. Share my screen so you can see how to do it.
This is kind of cool, and I find that sometimes on my calls, people don't know about it. So I'll cue the drum roll.
Okay, so I'll load up some suggestions because load the outbound suggestions because those load fast. And to edit the URLs, or edit the anchor text, all we need to do is click on one of the other words in the sentence, and LinkWhisper will adjust the text that it will use in the link it creates. If we think, well, the sentence is pretty close, but I'd really like to add a word to it, we can click Edit Sentence, and we can edit the actual text of the sentence from here in the suggestions panel. So if I want to, let's say, add the word best, I can type it in here, click Save, and then insert the link into the post. I did it backwards. But yeah, so that's how you edit the text for the suggestion itself. And it works both the same way for the outbound as well as the inbound suggestions. Let's try that again. Okay, go to this post. There we are. We have the best.
Nice. Like magic, some would say.
Oh man, yes.
Okay, Matt, I'm worried that LinkWhisper is going to insert links in the first sentence of my blog posts.
Yes, we have a setting for that. What we do is come to the LinkWhisper settings, scroll, and from the first tab, the general settings, scroll down to the bottom and come to the number of sentences to skip. And it's just as simple as it sounds. How many of the initial sentences do you want LinkWhisper to skip? So if you don't want it to be in the first, maybe you want to be in like no sooner than the second, then we could just set it to 1. And so it will skip over that first sentence and then possibly create a link in the second. If we want it to be further down, we can click a higher number. We can also select paragraphs. So if we don't want any links at all in the first paragraph, we can tell it to skip over paragraphs, skip the first one. And so it'll leave that entire block of text alone and will only possibly insert links in the one below it.
Awesome. Can I
like that. Thank you for showing me that. That's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What about I don't want LinkWhisper to insert 15 links into my posts. I just want maximum 5. Is there a way to control that?
Yes, there is. Actually, it's right here. We have the max outbound links per post sentence or setting. And what we can do is set it to have a limit of 5. And so LinkWhisper will only suggest it will make sure it'll keep its suggestions so that it doesn't suggest any links that will push it over the limit. So it won't suggest a 6th link. It will also restrain the auto linking so that way it won't automatically insert more than 5 links in a post. And we have a similar version of the max inbound links because some people, they only want like a maximum of 5 or 10 links pointing to any specific post. And LinkWhisper will keep track of how many inbound links are going to a post and will stop the suggestions once it hits that limit, and it will not create auto links toward or pointing to that post if it's at its limit.
Awesome. Can I add internal links on a post that's in draft and not published?
Yes, you can. You just have to come to the post statuses to create links for, turn on the draft status, and then save the settings. By default, we don't have draft selected just because that's what the majority of our users do. They're just concerned with the published, but you can do it for draft. You can also do it for any posts that you've scheduled. You just turn on the pending option as well, or the scheduled option, because it's a little different depending on site. And so yes, you can totally create links inside of draft posts.
Okay, so So I've written the blog posts and I just hit publish. And like, then what do I do?
Yeah, in that case, if you've finalized it, you've published, what you'll want to do is add your outbound links if you haven't already. We'll just go to the edit page for one of these. Thank you. And what we do is we scroll down here to where the LinkWhisper, to where LinkWhisper lives. Realize that the site link is the thing's already at its link limit. And just for reference, if the post has reached the outbound link limit, LinkWhisper will show us this message to say, hey, this post is at its limit. If you want to add more, you need to adjust the setting. Just so that way, if you're ever caught in a situation like, why are there not more links? It's because it's already at the limit, and so you're just not left with any questions. Anyway, after you've published the post, you come down here to these LinkWhisper suggestions and pick the links to other posts on the site that you want LinkWhisper to create. And so we run the AI analysis. We can say this one's a pretty good one. And we can just select a couple more if we want to hit our target. Click Insert Links into Post. And LinkWhisper will have inserted those links directly in the post's content. And so it's a really great way for quickly rounding out with the post you're currently editing. And since we're here talking about suggestions, I'll just talk about the target keywords. And the way these are used in LinkWhisper is that this is effectively telling LinkWhisper, I want this post to rank for these keywords. And the effect that that has on the suggestions is that it won't show you any outbound suggestions for sentences that contain these keywords. The thinking is that, okay, if this post is supposed to rank for these keywords, we shouldn't have links where those keywords show up in the anchors, because that's going to tell Google these other pages should be ranking for this page's keywords. And so if you ever see like, hey, I put the keyword here in this panel, but I'm not seeing any suggestions for it down here. And the reason is because it's removing those suggestions, so that way we don't have any conflicts of purpose. But once we've got the outbound links set up, then we'll want to add the inbound links pointing to this post so Google can find it. And to do that, we just click the Add Inbound Links button. And that takes us to the inbound suggestions area, which will point links to the post we were just at. And this inbound suggestions panel is a little different than the outbound. What it does is it lists each post that could be linked to this one, as well as a drop down of the different sentences that point that where the suggestions were found. And we can change the sentence where the link will be inserted like this. If we say, I want to edit the anchor so that it's more like that, select the link, and then we can move on down the list until we've found all the posts that we want to link to this one. We just click Add, and we're all set. So as soon as the post is finished, we want to first handle the outbound linking, then we want to handle the inbound linking. And I think that adds it's easy to just keep rolling on with this, because it's like, okay, there's this, but we have to draw the line somewhere.
I think that's like a good rule of thumb. And that's what I tell a lot of people when I do like the walkthrough. Like, you've written a post, what's the process? You come down here, you add your outbounds, you add your inbounds, and then basically you're good to go.
Oh man, totally.
Yeah. Okay, one more question for you, Matt. Say you have content on your site and you don't want LinkWhisper to bring that up for linking and linking suggestions.
Yeah, so if you ever don't want to see posts showing up in suggestions, Actually, that's an outbound feature, so we'll have to go back over here. Yeah, for example, if we don't want to see suggestions for this post going forwards, what we can do is click Ignore a suggested page, and LinkWhisper will just stop recommending that to us in the suggestions. It'll ask us to confirm that, okay, we really do want to. We always have the option to undo this, so we'll hit OK. And now that post won't show up in the suggestions anywhere on the site. If we ever change our mind and want to go and re-allow it, what we do is we come to the LinkWhisper settings, come to the content ignoring, and we find the post's URL listed here in the post to be ignored from suggestions. All we have to do is delete the URL, save the settings, and the post will show up in suggestions once again. Since we're here,
yeah, I was just going to ask about that.
Yeah, a very handy setting is the pages to completely ignore from LinkWhisper, and you want to put things like your privacy policy, the About Us page, the cart page, all of the pages that you just don't want LinkWhisper to scan because it's like they're just service pages or they're not important in the SEO area. And that keeps them from showing up in the reports, in suggestions, keeps them from being auto-linked. Like it says, to completely ignore. So that just means LinkWhisper will not touch these in any sort of way. And to ignore a page, all you have to do is enter its URL in its own line on the field and save the settings, and you're good to go.
Awesome. We could go on and on, as you guys can see. There's a lot of cool features that we could talk about, but this seems like a good starter session. Sandy, do you have any more questions? Anybody else that we can help you with while we're here? Of course, you can always reach out to us on email and through support, but since we're here, anything else we can help you with?
No, I think we have our own in-house kind of testing and playing around with auto linking. I'll work with Lindsay and Marianne on that, and if we come back with any other questions on that or anything, I will let you know.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're always around. It's really important to us that you guys are using the software and getting the most out of it. So if you have any issues, any questions, anything, just shoot us an email. We can jump on a call or we can email you back to get it sorted. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you very
so
much.
Appreciate your support.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone,
Happy
for
to
coming.
help.
Thanks, guys. This was great.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you, Eddie.